legend of Seraphina and the Golden Dragon. There are stories that get passed down through generations, tales of bravery and sacrifice that seem almost too incredible to be true. This is one of those stories, and it begins with a warrior named Seraphina. It happened many years ago. Seraphina was in her 30s, a seasoned warrior with a heart full of courage and a spirit that refused to be broken. Our kingdom was on the brink of destruction, threatened by an impending invasion from a ruthless enemy. The people were scared, and hope was fading fast. Seraphina was not just any warrior, she was a beacon of hope in our darkest times. Her armor, though battered from countless battles, gleamed with an inner light that seemed to reflect her indomitable spirit. She had faced many foes, but this time, the stakes were higher than ever before. The enemy was ruthless, their forces vast and seemingly unstoppable. They had already laid waste to neighboring lands, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the land, Seraphina made a decision that would change everything. She knew that to save our kingdom, she needed to form an alliance with a creature of immense power, a dragon. Now, dragons were feared and revered, their strength unmatched and their wisdom ancient. But Seraphina was determined, and she set off on a journey to find one. Her journey began in the heart of the Whispering Woods, a dense forest where the trees seemed to whisper secrets and warnings. The path was treacherous, with roots that twisted like serpents and shadows that danced in the fading light. Seraphina moved with caution, her senses heightened, every rustle of leaves and snap of twigs putting her on edge. As she ventured deeper into the forest, she encountered a group of elves. Their leader, Iloan, was a wise and ancient being who had lived through countless ages. Iloan saw the determination in Seraphina's eyes and decided to aid her. "The dragon you seek resides in the mountains of Morn," Iloan said. "But be warned, the journey is perilous, and many have tried and failed." With the elf's guidance, Seraphina continued her journey. She crossed the treacherous mountain passes where the wind howled like a banshee, threatening to throw her off the narrow ledges. The cold was biting, and the air thin, but Seraphina pressed on, her resolve unwavering. One night, as she camped by a roaring fire, she was visited by a mysterious figure cloaked in shadows. The figure revealed himself to be an orc named Gruk, a warrior who had once fought alongside dragons. Gruk offered his assistance, sharing tales of his past and the wisdom he had gained. "The dragon you seek is not just any dragon," Gruk said. "He is the last of his kind, a guardian of ancient secrets." With Gruk by her side, Seraphina felt a renewed sense of purpose. They navigated dark, foreboding caves filled with ancient traps, each step bringing them closer to their goal. One day, as they ventured deeper into the cave, they came across a massive stone door adorned with intricate carvings. Guarding the door was a fearsome beast, a creature with the body of a lion and the wings of an eagle. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light as it spoke. "Who dares to enter the chamber of wisdom?" the beast growled, its voice echoing through the cavern. Seraphina stepped forward, her hand resting on the hilt of her sword. "I am Seraphina, and this is Gruk. We seek to prove our worth and gain passage through this door." The beast's eyes narrowed as it studied them. "To pass, you must solve the riddle that guards this chamber. Fail, and you shall face my wrath." Seraphina nodded, her mind focused. "We accept your challenge." The beast's voice rumbled as it recited the riddle. "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?" Seraphina furrowed her brow, deep in thought. She glanced at Gruk, who gave her an encouraging nod. After a moment, she spoke. "The answer is an echo." The beast's eyes widened in surprise, and it let out a low growl of approval. "You are correct, warrior. But there is one more riddle you must solve." Seraphina took a deep breath, ready for the next challenge. The beast continued. "I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, and I can drown. What am I?" Seraphina pondered the riddle, her mind racing. She thought of the elements, the forces of nature, and then it struck her. "The answer is fire." The beast let out a roar of approval, its wings spreading wide. "You have proven your wisdom, Seraphina. You may pass." With the beast's blessing, the massive stone door creaked open, revealing a hidden chamber filled with ancient knowledge and powerful artifacts. Seraphina and Gruk stepped inside, their hearts filled with a sense of accomplishment and wonder. As they continued their journey, Seraphina couldn't help but feel grateful for the challenges they had faced. Each riddle, each trial had brought them closer together and strengthened their resolve. With Gruk by her side and the wisdom they had gained, she knew they were ready to face whatever lay ahead. Finally, she reached the lair of the dragon. The air was thick with tension as she approached the entrance, her heart pounding in her chest. The dragon, a magnificent creature with scales that shimmered like molten gold, emerged from the shadows. Its eyes, filled with ancient wisdom, locked onto Seraphina. "Why have you come here, human?" the dragon's voice rumbled, echoing through the cavern. Seraphina took a deep breath, her voice steady despite the fear that gripped her. "I seek an alliance," she said. "Our kingdom is in grave danger, and I believe that together, we can save it." The dragon studied her for a moment, its gaze piercing. "You are brave, warrior," it said. "But bravery alone will not be enough. To form this pact, you must prove yourself worthy." Seraphina nodded, understanding the gravity of the dragon's words. "What must I do?" she asked, her voice unwavering. The dragon's eyes glowed with an ancient light as it spoke. "You must complete 3 trials, each designed to test your strength, wisdom, and heart. Only then will you be deemed worthy of the pact." The first trial took Seraphina to the Valley of Shadows, a place where darkness reigned and fear took physical form. As she ventured deeper into the valley, she was confronted by her deepest fears, visions of her past failures, the faces of those she had lost, and the overwhelming sense of helplessness. But Seraphina steeled herself, drawing on her inner strength and the memories of those she fought to protect. She faced the shadows head-on, refusing to let fear control her. With each step, the darkness receded, and she emerged victorious from the valley. The second trial led her to the Labyrinth of Wisdom, a maze filled with ancient riddles and puzzles. The walls of the labyrinth were inscribed with cryptic symbols, and the air was thick with the whispers of long-forgotten knowledge. Seraphina navigated the maze with caution, her mind sharp and focused. She deciphered the riddles, each one revealing a piece of the labyrinth's secrets. Along the way, she encountered illusions designed to mislead her, but her keen intellect and unwavering determination guided her through. At the heart of the labyrinth, she found a crystal that held the wisdom of the ages, and with it, she unlocked the path to the final trial. The third and final trial brought Seraphina to the Peak of Sacrifice, a towering mountain that reached into the heavens. The climb was arduous, the air thin and the path treacherous. As she ascended, she was faced with a choice: sacrifice her own safety to save a group of villagers trapped by a rock slide, or continue her climb to complete the trial. Without hesitation, Seraphina chose to help the villagers, using her strength and resourcefulness to free them from the debris. Her selflessness and compassion shone brightly, and the mountain itself seemed to acknowledge her noble heart. With the trials complete, Seraphina returned to the dragon's lair. The dragon, now fully convinced of her worthiness, bowed its head in respect. "You have proven yourself, Seraphina. The pact is formed." But there was a twist. During one of the trials, Seraphina discovered a hidden prophecy that spoke of a traitor within the kingdom. Could it be that someone close to her was working against them? This revelation added a layer of complexity to her mission. She couldn't help but wonder, who could she trust? Finally, after completing the final trial, the dragon spoke. "You have proven yourself worthy, Seraphina. I will form this pact with you." With the dragon by her side, Seraphina returned to the kingdom. Together, they rallied allies from across the land: elves, orcs, and humans alike. They uncovered the secrets of the ancient prophecy that foretold of a great battle and a hero who would rise to save the kingdom. The day of the battle arrived, and the enemy forces descended upon the kingdom with a fury. The sky was darkened by the ominous clouds of war, and the air was thick with tension. The ground trembled under the weight of the approaching army, their banners fluttering menacingly in the wind. But Seraphina and the dragon stood strong, their bond unbreakable. As the first rays of dawn pierced through the clouds, the battlefield was illuminated, revealing the vast expanse of warriors ready to clash. Seraphina, clad in her gleaming armor, stood at the forefront, her sword raised high. Beside her, the dragon's scales shimmered like molten gold, its eyes burning with an ancient fire. The enemy forces charged with a deafening roar, their weapons glinting in the light. But Seraphina and the dragon were undeterred. With a mighty flap of its wings, the dragon took to the sky, unleashing a torrent of flames upon the advancing soldiers. The air was filled with the clash of swords and the roar of the dragon's flames, creating a symphony of chaos and destruction. Seraphina fought with all her might, her heart filled with determination and the knowledge that she was not alone. She moved with the grace and precision of a seasoned warrior, her sword cutting through the enemy ranks like a beacon of hope. Each strike was fueled by her unwavering resolve to protect her kingdom and its people. In the midst of the battle, Seraphina spotted the enemy commander, a formidable figure clad in dark armor. She knew that defeating him would be the key to turning the tide of the battle. With a fierce determination, she made her way through the throngs of soldiers, her eyes locked on her target. As she closed in on the commander, he turned to face her, a sinister smile playing on his lips. "You think you can defeat me, warrior?" he taunted, his voice dripping with malice. Seraphina's grip tightened on her sword. "I will do whatever it takes to protect my kingdom," she replied, her voice steady and resolute. The two clashed in a fierce duel, their swords ringing out with each strike. The commander was a skilled fighter, but Seraphina's determination and the bond she shared with the dragon gave her an edge. With a final, powerful strike, she disarmed the commander and brought him to his knees. As the commander fell, the enemy forces began to falter, their morale shattered. The dragon swooped down, its mighty roar echoing across the battlefield, and unleashed a final burst of flames that sent the remaining soldiers fleeing in terror. With the enemy defeated, the battlefield fell silent, save for the crackling of the dragon's flames. Seraphina stood victorious, her chest heaving with exertion, but her heart filled with a sense of triumph. The people of the kingdom emerged from their hiding places, their faces filled with awe and gratitude. As the dust settled, the first rays of dawn began to break through the clouds, casting a golden light over the battlefield. The once chaotic scene was now a testament to the bravery and resilience of those who had fought to protect their home. Seraphina looked around, her eyes meeting those of her fellow warriors, each one reflecting the same mixture of relief and pride. The dragon, its scales shimmering in the morning light, lowered its massive head to Seraphina's level. "You have done well, warrior," it rumbled, its voice filled with a deep respect. "Our pact has brought victory, but the journey is not yet over." Seraphina nodded, understanding the dragon's words. The battle may have been won, but there was still much to be done to rebuild the kingdom and ensure lasting peace. She turned to the people who had gathered, their faces a mix of exhaustion and hope. "Today, we have shown that unity and courage can overcome even the greatest of challenges," Seraphina called out, her voice carrying across the battlefield. "But our work is not finished. Together, we will rebuild our kingdom and create a future where our children can live in peace." The crowd erupted in cheers, their spirits lifted by Seraphina's words. Among them, she spotted familiar faces, friends and family who had supported her throughout her journey. She felt a surge of gratitude for their unwavering belief in her. As the days turned into weeks, the kingdom began to heal. Seraphina and the dragon worked tirelessly to restore what had been lost. They traveled to neighboring lands, forging new alliances and strengthening old ones. The dragon's presence brought a sense of awe and respect, and its wisdom guided Seraphina in her efforts to rebuild. One evening, as Seraphina sat by a campfire, she reflected on the journey that had brought her here. She thought of the trials she had faced, the allies she had gained, and the lessons she had learned. The dragon, sensing her thoughts, spoke softly. "You have grown much, Seraphina. Your heart is strong, and your spirit unyielding. The bond we share is a testament to the power of trust and loyalty." Seraphina smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "I could not have done it without you," she replied. "Our pact has shown me the true meaning of strength and sacrifice." The dragon nodded, its eyes glowing with a gentle light. "Remember, Seraphina, that true strength comes from within. It is not just the power to fight, but the courage to stand for what is right, even in the face of adversity." As the years passed, the kingdom flourished under Seraphina's leadership. The story of the Dragon's Pact became a legend, a tale of hope and resilience that was passed down through generations. Seraphina's name was etched into history, a symbol of bravery and unity. And so, my dear, remember this story as you face your own challenges. For it is in the darkest times that our true strength is revealed, and it is through unity and courage that we can overcome even the greatest of obstacles.
Please like and subscribe for more enchanted dream stories. Thank you and good night.